Hey everybody, welcome back to Suck Less Saturday. It's Anil back out here on the Widener Range, Asp North. It's usually cold up here, but today it is a warm August day as I'm working on some stuff here, and I want to help you suck less. We're going to put it all together today.
You need a shot timer because that which gets measured gets worked on. The Range Tech Timer is the official timer of Active Self-Protection because it is versatile, reliable, feature-rich, and very economical. Check out all it can do at the link below.
All right, so for the last few weeks, we have worked on really doing a bunch of micro drills to dial in our draw. And we started here to clear the cover garment, get a good full firing grip or your claw grip, depending on who you are and how you want to do it. But getting that good grip, what you want in the holster, then pulling the gun out, getting to here and marrying up. And we spent a lot of time working on the marry up and focus on that support hand. Then just last week, what we worked on was just the presentation, focusing on that support hand as we come out and pressing and engaging the trigger. You can either dry fire or just touch the trigger. I don't really care. I think in dry fire, sometimes we tend to pull the trigger too often. Here, just for the internet ninjas out there, yeah, that's a clear gun. But anyway, and I'm on my own range, so it's a safe direction everywhere. It's awesome here. I love it. Anyway, so here we go. This week we're going to put it all together, and so we're going to start. You can start with your hands up on the hat. You can do the fig leaf. You can do it behind the back. You know, one that I really have found that I enjoy is I stand around a lot like this, and this is a very unassuming position, but John Murphy calls this the thinker. And in his street encounters class that we just took not too long ago, you may have seen some of the video from that. A lot of his start positions are from this. So if you're in a street encounter and you're talking to somebody, standing like this, basically it shares a couple of different things, but it does potentially tell them that you're thinking. You know, this is the whole rubbing your chin and thinking and all of that kind of stuff. But it's not a bad start position for your pistol, because you can go right here with this hand to the shirt and come down. And so you can start there if you want. You can start with Murphy calls this the "he don't look right, I don't want any trouble," that kind of stuff. Hands up. There's all the different ways. You get to do you. I'm gonna do me, okay? And if you want to come in the comments and tell me I'm wrong and stupid, knock yourself out, make yourself a video and show me what's better, okay? And I'll sure try it. I'm open to try anything. But for today, we're gonna start from the fig leaf, because that's kind of my thing, right? I like to start with my hands or my fingers on here, and then I rake up. One of the things that having of course, this is my favorite because this is the fastest, right? But one thing about it is it's a consistent measurement that I can measure progress over time. Right now, I've got a similar speed. I'm a hair slower when I start hands up. I'm a hair slower when I start with a thinker, all of that kind of stuff. And I do practice those. But if I really want to consistently test and try things, starting from the same position every time in practice, we are talking about practice, Allen Iverson. This is something that I can measure and test and see if I'm getting better. And if the rest of my technique is better starting here, then this is one consistent thing that I've got. I hope that makes sense. But I'm tired of fighting over the whole fig leaf thing and you're cheating when you do this. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna cheat if I get in a gunfight. If you want to go into a gunfight fair, God bless and keep you and all of those other things, all right? But at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you need to do to win, I hope. If that's not the case, I'm not sure why you're watching this channel. So here we go. Let's put it on. So we are gonna marry everything up now. So we're gonna start from your starting position, whichever one you prefer. I'm gonna do it from right here, and I'm doing it facing the camera here so you can see it the first few times, but you're just gonna clear, press out, and you're gonna press the trigger at the end of it, okay? Reset, safely back into the holster. Okay, that's all that we're doing this week, is just working on that, putting all of that together. Remember the micro drill that we started from here to get a good, quick, clear hand on clear the cover garment, hand on the gun, and then a really good marry up, and then press out. But what I don't want to do is see people that chunk it. And when I say chunk it, this is what I mean, is they do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they chunk their draw and everything. What we want is one smooth, fluid motion. So I really want it to look like this. And seeing your dot every single time. Now, I'm of the speed first category in shooting, so I don't always see my dot when I pull the trigger. A lot of times I'm like, oh, I've done all of the process, I haven't seen my dot yet. It's got to be there, bang, and then my shots get a little wild on the target. They're typically still on target. They're not as refined as they could be. One of the things that I learned from Brian is it takes about 0.25 seconds to refine and get a better hit. So I've really been focusing on fixing things out here if I get through the process and it's not all right. But really, if I back up and I focus on the process the whole way through, the dot's there almost every single time, guys. So this week's assignment, to suck less, give me 10 perfect draws in your dry fire regimen 4 times this week. So you've got to dry fire 4 times this week and 10 perfect draws. And what they're going to look like, and you've got to be brutally honest, what they're going to look like is get your feet set however you want to do. If you want to start right here, I got to lick my fingers because otherwise my shirt messes me up. But so lick your if you lick your fingers, it adds 2/10. Just like that. I focused on every part of the process, and I got a nice, quick, easy draw. That was no sub-second thing. That was probably a 1-3, somewhere in that ballpark. But I saw my dot. The thistle head that I was shooting at over there would be blown to smithereens now, and I'd have one less thistle to worry about out here on the range. But 10 of those. Start from whatever position you want. The thinker that I really do enjoy this one because I do tend to stand like this. I stand a whole lot like this if I'm sitting in, you know, the checkout line or whatever. But if I'm talking to somebody, I tend to do this, and I see a lot of people do this. This is a very normal thing in our culture, but I can draw from here, and there was my dot. I prepped my trigger, if you can see that, and I was right on the thistle head over there. Back to the holster. Don't have to pull the trigger every single time. You can start hands at side. Nope, that was not a good one. Can you see? If I stop and look, see how my pinky is not right? I did not have the focus, mostly because I was on my soapbox talking to you guys, and I was a little frustrated that I've got a thistle over there that didn't die from the spray. But all right, so I'm gonna start hands at side. There we go. Much slower. That was about a 2-second draw, but it was much better because I'm focused on the process. There it is. Start with your fig leaf. I know a lot of people like this. I do. There it was. Start hands up. I don't want any trouble. There it was. That's all I'm talking about this week. We put it all together. You've done all of the micro drills. And those aren't even, I mean, there's way more deeper micro drills that we can do, but we've really broken the draw down into 3 pieces, right? So this was 1, this was 2, this was 3. Now we're just putting it all together, but take the chunk out of it. None of that 1, 2, 3, none of that. A nice, easy, fast draw, okay? Just like so. Then, when we're all said and done, come to the range, put up a target, and test it. And that's what we're gonna do next. I gotta find my ears. I'll be right back. Still working on testing the Grizzly ears. So far, I'm a fan. There's a couple of things that I'm not crazy about with that, in that it's easy to misplace them and because it's so small. You gotta be really careful. You pay attention to where you put them down. So at the end of a long class, you really got to focus on that. The stereo on them is just a little bit odd to me, and that's something that I'm getting used to. But the Bluetooth on mine connect and then disconnect once in a while when there's a lot of other Bluetooth things around. So that's something that I've just got to work through that. I'm probably going to get a hold of these guys and talk through it a little bit with them. But yeah, they're waterproof. I can tell because I did a class in the rain and got them soaking wet, and they still run. So I like that. And somebody did ask me about indoor ranges. I shot at indoor range last night with for an AR class and tested these. They ran like a champ. So so far I really like them. For an in-ear, these are the best ones I found for me. All right, let's do some shooting now. And for you guys that have to see the target, the unshot target. Okay, I'm gonna stand at about 5 yards. Hot gun. Now I don't want you to start with just drawing and firing. Don't start there. We've done all of these micro drills, so let's put these micro drills into play, but let's start with the part where we start shooting. So get that really good solid grip, and then press out and see your sights and prep your trigger. Press out, see your sights, prep your trigger, and then shoot a couple. So start from right here, press out, see your sights, boom. That's a perfect X. All right, here we go. One more. Press out, see your sights. There's an X again. See, Now there, if you saw, I did that correction that I talked about. It's about a 0.25 to it, but here, let me holster up here. I'll turn around and talk about this for a little bit, because this is helping me a lot with my accuracy. So there, the first shot was there, second shot was there, third shot was there. So that's 3 shots. This one was pretty quick. That one was pretty quick. You just watched it. This one had a correction. And so I pressed out and I took that extra 0.25 seconds, corrected, and bang, and got that, and got a better hit. Now again, I'm at 5 yards, I'm using a dot. Yeah, I know, I'll take all the cheating stuff out of it. When it's all said and done, it doesn't take that much longer to get your hits. You can, I think it's Gabe White says that you can get your hits just as fast as you can get your misses if you follow the process, or something to that degree. I know I just butchered that, sorry Gabe, but focus on that. So that's what you saw, was that little correction. So let me take a few more here. Everything that I want in the grip, focusing on my support hand. Another X. Another X, and there was a correction there. Another correction, another X. Okay, so I'm not shooting slow, but I'm not shooting wildly fast, and I'm getting my hits. Now, if the 8 ring is the spot that I want to hit, I can go from here, boom, and I can go that fast, and I'm getting my hits. Now that one was low, but it hit the 8 ring, and I'm right where I want to be. Okay, so now that I've got, I don't know, 6 or 8 shots down range here, everything's in the 8 ring. Oh, here we go. There's always some guy that wants to see the target. That's that low shot right there. So everything is in the X and there. So now let's just work on the draw. So now we're going to put it all together. Make sure I'm on this thing. We're just going to put it all together. You can start from wherever position you want. Here's the fig leaf. There we go. Safely back into the holster. Do another one of those. See, when I'm focused on that left hand, everything shows up right where I want it to be. It's nice, easy, fluid. Those are not sub-second draws, and that's not what I'm working on today. I'll add the speed now as I go. This isn't speed mode, this is performance mode. I'm trying to get in and get my hits. So I can start with my hands up. There we go. Oh, see, and then you missed. There we go. I can start with Murphy's Thinker. Now, I just caught myself, I didn't follow through. I saw my sights at the end, but I basically pushed out and pulled right back. We really got to fight that. That's something that guys that really focus on speed tend to do a lot, is they get out there and they basically throw it out and then they come back. We need to work on follow-up shots. That was my mistake. I need to focus on that. So there we go. All right, now that I've got a few like that, I've done a few different starting positions. I can show you the target with the draws. Yeah, did it open up? It did. So I wasn't spending as much time focusing on the process here, but everything there is in the B8. That's a line break. Yes, line breaks count at the Widener Ranch, at your ranch, that you can do whatever you want, all right? But that's it, folks. This is how we're gonna suck less. We break down the draw, and then we put it all back together. So break it down, do all of your micro drills and all of that kind of stuff. Focus that on your dry fire, and then it's gonna come out here and it's gonna show up. Next week, we'll work on actually adding some additional speed to this, but it's all a process, and if you follow the process, you'll suck less. Thanks for watching. See you next time.